Lucy's going to share her Bible verse with you today that she learned at Cactus Kids. Why don't you tell us what it is, Lucy?
Come and follow me, Jesus said. I will send you out to fish for people, Mark 1:17.
Good job. I really like that portion on Mark. It's when Jesus is picking his disciples, and I always think it's interesting the people that Jesus picks, because he doesn't maybe pick the people that we're expecting, but he picks fishermen. And in that it talks about when he goes by the sons of Zebedee that they're mending nets and that they're cleaning their nets, and fishermen spent a ton of time cleaning and mending nets and fixing, and it's not really a fancy job, but it's really important to fishing, the act of mending nets. If you don't mend the nets, then they get all moldy and gross and crusty, and then they break. And so you would have to go through and mend and care for the nets, and it was tedious, it was mundane. But if you tried to bring in a really great harvest of fish, if you tried to draw in a lot of fish and you didn't have good nets, everything would break. And so Jesus could have found anybody, but some of the people that he found to be disciples were people who understood how important stewardship is to the harvest. People who understood that being faithful in the little things and the mundane things is actually a really important part of bringing in a great harvest. And so I think sometimes in our own life we have to ask that question: what little things has God given you to steward today that, if done well, will bring about a great harvest? Maybe you're a parent staying home with your kids, and maybe a lot of the things you're doing seem really mundane and they don't feel as flashy as you'd like, especially in quarantine, because you can't go out and go to all these places. But I think a good question is, what does this do for the kingdom? Because you're stewarding something special. It's really small, but it's going to bring about a great harvest. I think about people who are working. Maybe you're working from home today, and your job might be seen as kind of like a regular task, and sometimes you wonder where your purpose is. But I want to encourage you, you have an opportunity to steward the people in your office or in your work world or sphere. And it might seem mundane just to reach out or text or call, but those little things that we do in stewarding what God has given us have really big results and have a big harvest. And if we want to bring in the big harvest, then we have to care for the mundane and the small things and the little things and the little beginnings. So I want to ask you today, maybe be asking yourself, look around, what little things has God put in my life that if I'm faithful and I steward, he's going to bring about a great harvest. Maybe teachers, you're working online and it's just crazy right now, and we're praying for you. Maybe your class, the little things that you're stewarding in these little lives. Maybe parents, the little lives you're stewarding. Maybe the little bit of money you have that you're stewarding financially. All these things, God can bring about an amazing harvest through that. So we want to say be blessed and have a great day. And we look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday.